Thank you so much. So now I'm going to introduce my favorite professor and an integral an integral member of my personal board of directors, Professor Yla Eason. She's going to moderate a case study titled Mattel's He-Man Partnering with Olmec Toys Sunman. And for those of you that don't know, in Professor Eason's previous life, she created Sunman, which was the first Black superhero toy.
Let's see, are we bringing in Mattel? Okay. And while they're coming in, I might. Hi, Angela. Hi, Ed. Hi,
Hello.
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 Wonderful to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it. And sorry for all the last minute. I had a few last minute people, but thanks for coming through. And just to set it up, and I'm going to get into it. I thought we might show the video first. Angela, you said you could show the video, and then we'll get into it. Back in 1985, my son said he couldn't be a superhero because he was Black. And that's why I went out and said, we have to have a superhero that looks like him. Sunman, the greatest hero of them all. Sunman gets all of his superpowers from the sun that protect his skin. He can't be stabbed or punched or pierced, that nothing can harm his skin, his beautiful brown skin. When children cannot see their image, it limits their abilities and their self-esteem and what they can do later in life.
At the time of Sunman, clearly was when I was, beginning to understand race and its value in America. There needed to be more heroes, and she created one. And I mean, you don't really get much better than that.
Sunman is very well known in the He-Man collecting community, and I was doing a little research on him online and came across Yla's name and Yla's story. And so I dug a little deeper, reached out to her, and I think she saw that I was from Mattel and was intrigued and immediately got back to me. And in that first conversation, the idea of collaborating and bringing Sunman and He-Man together came out.
I felt like I had a sensitive and sensible and committed person at Mattel who was going to embrace Sunman as his child the way he was created, that it would come from his heart.
Once Yla and I started talking about it, it just felt like it was the right thing to do. It really just resonated with me in a way that probably not many things in my career have resonated.
For her to fill that void with Sunman and Rulers of the Sun, a diverse cast of characters representing so many different races and ethnicities, was really groundbreaking work.
The fact that he was created to fill a hole in the toy industry of underrepresented ethnicities is a big deal, and it's something that we really held on to as we designed this product to really make sure that we're doing the same thing and really honoring the character.
This has cultural relevance to a lot of things that are going on today. So we had to be a little bit more meticulous and careful and keep a closer eye on this product, because it's not just for us, it's also for Yla, and we know that it's important to her, so.
A lot of responsibility on our shoulders.
I'm very pleased and proud to introduce to you Mattel's version of Sunman. We always really liked just how nice the design looks. He really looks good. There's a lot of really good choices in his materials, and Mattel meticulously created bespoke sculpts of all the details of his outfit and his accessories. This is a figure that falls in the range of Vintage Plus or Retro Plus, where it looks like the toy you might have had as a kid, but it's got a lot more articulation. This is better than you remember it being, but still looks the part.
We took the original Sunman comic that was written by Yla, and we really wanted to do justice to it by bringing it forward to a new generation, and honestly, probably for the original fans too.
We were able to give him his own moment, but at the same time also introducing him to Masters of the Universe.
There's a real opportunity in partnering with Yla Eason and bringing Sunman and Rulers of the Sun to Masters of the Universe to better reflect the world around us.
As a Black man in America in the last couple of years, my perspective on the importance of race and inclusivity has really shifted. And it's the thing that has really been ringing in my mind as I think about this project.
Sunman was created for the black market because it was a hole in the market, but now it's a toy just for everyone.
There's so many layers in the country right now of pain. I think that this is something that is refreshing to see a company with renown and respect say that this is something that we'd like to show to everybody, that this is a partnership that we believe in. To come back this many years later, and now we are working together, and now He-Man and Sunman are in the same universe, I think that's just fantastic.
You were just ahead of your time, and now everything's caught up.
Wow! See what you guys have brought? A mother-son moment.
Gonna get everybody back in a minute. I created Sunman 36 years ago, so you can imagine how fantastic it is to have it be revived this many years later. So we touched on it in there, but I just I'm looking for my questions that I sent you guys, just to talk a little bit about, we kind of mentioned how the partnership arose, and I'd like to tie that into why did Mattel think it would be beneficial commercially and socially to do this partnership?
I'm happy to take the first question. I think Ed obviously covered a little bit of the process in reaching out to Yla and sharing his thoughts on what this opportunity could be for us. And in partnership, it was a very interesting idea for us as we think about Masters of the Universe, which is a core action figure IP at our company, to bring in Sunman, a great character, and a great opportunity for us to tell a different story around our brand that delivers on something a little bit more multicultural and something that represents diversity. And I think that was a really, as we kind of shared it with other counterparts in our company, I think it was a really endorsed and agreed idea for how we were thinking about the brand. And that opens up doors, both commercially with new opportunities in some of our retailers that are looking for more diversity in their toy lines, as well as, opportunities just for us to, broaden our character base. And some of the stories that Sunman tells, and some of the opportunities for us to tap into that heritage was both a creative and commercial opportunity. And when we chatted with Yla, I think we all shared, the same vision. That was awesome.
I can expand on that a little bit. I think for me, Yla, once I heard your story, it just hit home for me. It was something that really resonated. And I was excited about the storytelling opportunities that it opened up. I think that the story of Sunman's creation is truly universal. It extends beyond the Black community, and it speaks to all families who want the best for their children. They want to make sure that their children can aspire to be everything that they want to be. And so that is really, really powerful. And as we think about Masters of the Universe, a brand that's been around for nearly 40 years, we're getting ready to celebrate He-Man's 40th birthday next year. There's a lot of history with the brand, and there's a lot of opportunity in the new content and the new characters and the new toys that we introduce. But we do have a sub-segment of the line called Origins that is really tied to that original product line when there wasn't as much diversity offered. And as we partnered with you, Yla, there's a real opportunity to bring Sunman and Rulers of the Sun into the world of Masters of the Universe and still deliver on something that is authentic and true for collectors who love celebrating that time in toy history, but allows us to really show what the brand stands for today.
Now, I'll add to it. Mattel as a company has a really strong history in diversity, and even as far back as the 60s, they were making Black Barbie dolls. They had a line called Major Matt Mason in the 60s that was about the space race and astronauts, and there were only 4 human characters in it, and one of them was Jeff Long, a Black astronaut. So Mattel's always been really progressive about these sorts of things and deliberate about them, but Masters of the Universe was just this moment in history where it just wasn't top of mind for them when they developed it for some reason. And you don't have the diversity that you have in other historical Mattel lines. And I think it's a good case for just diversity in employment. I mean, I think people just think about what they know to think about. And so for whatever reason, Mattel Masters of the Universe is not the most diverse collection of characters. And as you reinvent that for 2021, that starts to become really apparent. And once you start tracing that story back, you come across Yla's story very quickly. And it made sense for a lot of reasons for us to think about connecting the dots here.
Well, thank you all, Angela and Ed. One other question, you kind of touched on it. How important is a diverse employee base in generating new ideas and products for companies?
I think it's absolutely important. I'm the head of design for a lot of categories, and toy design as a field is it's less diverse than the rest of the world outside of it. And in particular, Black toy designers are extremely rare. I've been a toy designer for 30 years, and I don't think I've met 10 other Black toy designers. And it makes it challenging to the example of Masters of the Universe in the 80s, I think sometimes you just end up with rooms where there just is not representation of one group or another. And through no deliberate intentions, you end up with less diverse toy lines and less opportunity.
I'll add, I think, diversity in perspective, diversity in background, point of view brings a lot to our world. And if we just look across our brands, not just action figures, but if we look across, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Fisher-Price, the stories we tell, the brands that we have in our portfolio mean different things to different people because perspectives are always, individual. And I think we need to find and cultivate diverse teams so that great ideas can come from everywhere. And we can deliver, products and brands that talk to the widest possible audience. And to do that, you need a diverse workforce.
Thank you. And our last question, what advice do any of you have for students who'd like to work at Mattel or pursue marketing, product marketing, or multicultural marketing? I'll start with you, Angela, since you're you graduated the last of the 3.
Sure. Well, I think, the notion of multicultural marketing is so interesting. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I think that multicultural marketing is marketing, right? And there are certainly opportunities to focus on multicultural marketing as a practice area, particularly on the agency side. But I would say anyone who's interested in coming in-house, working in CPG, working in consumer products, you have to have a diverse consumer audience at the forefront of your mind in everything that you do. The world is changing. And I think that if you don't come to every conversation with a multicultural mindset, you are leaving something on the table. So I think, first and foremost, it requires kind of a shift in thinking. And I would say that, Mattel is a company that absolutely values diversity of thought, diversity of experience, diversity of backgrounds. And it's a really great place to be able to be your authentic self and bring that whole self to work. One of the things that I've loved about this company is that there's so many different brands within the portfolio, so many different types of businesses. There's really something for everyone. And there's an opportunity to learn and grow throughout your career without having to necessarily leave Mattel, because there is so much opportunity. as you look, at the difference versus Fisher Price versus Hot Wheels. I mean, the portfolio that you see on Ed's background is just a fraction of what we offer. And I think that, Mattel has truly been a place unlike any other that I've experienced in my career in terms of being able to bring diversity of thought and really see the rewards.
Okay. Well, same question. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, absolutely. Same question on career opportunities. First and foremost, shout out to New Jersey. I'm from South Orange, so
right.
you never know where life's going to take you. So I'll take it a little bit wide in the sense that I came to California over 20 years ago, and I was working in entertainment. I worked for 20th Century Fox at the time on the business side of making more money for their products, their movies. Ended up getting an MBA myself, and I've been at Mattel ever since. And I'll endorse what Angela said. A company like Mattel gives you a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things and grow. And I've had the opportunity to work on the marketing side of Mattel for most of my career, and overseeing a variety of different brands, in touching a lot of different consumer groups, and that allows you to gain diverse perspectives. And as it relates to either multicultural marketing, I think Angela said something great. Like that is it's just marketing now, and you have to understand who your audiences are and segments are, and who you're trying to appeal to, and really create something that is both objective and data driven, and subjective. And when you deliver something like a toy, which has an intrinsic value and an emotional attachment, it's a really interesting industry in that sense, and it's always evolving. So a broad answer potentially, but careers are long, and you have a lot of opportunities to try different things, and that's my number one piece of advice and encouragement. Try different things in the early years. Find what you like, and more importantly, find what you don't like.
Great advice, thanks. And Ed, close us out.
I have to add on to PJ's closing there that if doing something that you like to do for a living is the greatest thing you could ever do for yourself. I mean, I design toys for a living, and who even knew that was a real job? So if there's anything that you like or that you like to do, and somebody is doing it for a living, it might as well be you. I mean, take that plunge and try to find your way into that industry or into that company. I just did a presentation at a design school yesterday, and one of the people giving the presentation with me, one of my designers, told a story about how he had a degree from Northwestern and was working as a pharmacist before he decided that he wanted to be a toy designer, and he found his way there, and his path to getting there was really inspiring. So figure out what you want to do. You'll be much happier.
Hey, well, thank you, Ed, Angela, and PJ, for coming into New Jersey and Rutgers to talk with us today. I enjoy working with you guys, and I'm looking forward to more.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.